Every man deserves to know their T levels. It's on us. Game Day Men's Health Solon. Get tested, no guesswork, no waiting, just real answers at Game Day Men's Health in Solon. And with that, Mary Kay Cabot is joining us for the first time in a very long time to talk a little Cleveland Browns rookie minicamp. How you doing today, Mary Kay?
I'm doing great, guys. How you doing?
Hey, Mary Kay. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
On the rundown, it says Mary Kay Cabot joins us for her observations from rookie camp. So empty your notebook. Like, what were your biggest takeaways from watching this Browns team? Are we going to win 3 or are we going to win 10?
Well, it's a great question. I wrote a column about that last week, and I think it's a great rookie class. I think these guys are going to contribute in a big way to victories this season, but it's all going to come down, of course, to the quarterback. So I think the Browns right now have a roster that can win somewhere between 8 and 10 games. If things go really well with their quarterback play, they can possibly be in the conversation for a wild card berth in December. If things don't go so well, I still think that they can approach 8 victories. That's what I'm seeing when I look out there, and I still see a championship caliber defense and now a completely overhauled offense. So I do think the future looks pretty bright for this season, and they're going to try to win. That is the marching orders for 2026, is to win football games. But as far as rookie camp is concerned, I was really, really intrigued by what I saw from quarterback Taylen Green. The arm strength is there. He puts good spin on the ball. He moves like the wind, and he's extremely tall. So that's exciting. That's fun. And I think it's going to make for a very, very lively training camp. Then you move on to the receivers. They caught pretty much everything that came their way. Those guys looked good. E-Man, you name it. It looks like a nice rookie class. I think Andrew Berry knocked it out of the park, and we'll see how it all ends up on the grass pretty soon.
Well, Mary Kay, you just made my day.
You just lost your title as King of the Kool-Aid Mafia.
Hey, man, listen, first and foremost, man.
I love the 8-game prediction. Let's go.
Happy belated Mother's Day. And we about to get – listen, these receivers, I like them. I like Denzel Boston. I also saw Casey Concepcion. I didn't think he was going to be out there. He didn't sign his deal. And I thought before we went out, did he sign his deal? First and foremost, to get out there, he just decided to go to practice. And then the second thing, out of the two, Denzel Boston looks like something we have not had. He looks like a guy that can legitimately be one of those dudes that's on the opposite side of the field that we see 50-50 contested catches. How much do you think he'll help the quarterbacks in the room? And then also Casey Concepcion, his contract situation.
Well, Casey has not signed yet, but these guys have some injury waivers and some injury protection clauses and whatnot to be able to get out there and practice. Now, he was slightly limited because he's coming off of a knee scope in March, but you never would have known that. I thought he looked really, really good. He just because of jitters, he dropped one of his first passes, but that was nothing. I mean, that's like, okay, I'm here in rookie camp. I'm going to get this out of the way right now and then move forward. And he did just that. I saw him leap for passes, lay out for passes. He did a really, really nice job. This is going to be a young man that Browns fans are really going to like. And then Denzel Boston, once again, big, sure-handed receiver. And that's going to be really, really important. I think the good thing for Denzel Boston is that he's going to have an opportunity to go up against Denzel Ward and Tyson Campbell in training camp, and that's really going to help him. And same thing with KC. These guys are going to learn from some of the best on what to do and what not to do, and they're going to come up the learning curve very, very quickly. So he looked the part. I mean, Denzel actually, to me, almost looked like maybe he could even put on a pound or two to make sure he can outmuscle some of those guys. But from a matchup standpoint, I really like what I see with him being 6'4", and then, of course, Harold Fannin, just being a nice, big, tall tight end. These guys can help the Browns play some tall ball. And I think that's going to be important. They will create some mismatches on that football field. So you've got a little bit of everything in this receiving core. And once again, the quarterback just has to pull it all together. And I think this team is ready to take off a little bit.
Mary Kay, I don't think anybody's expecting Taylen Green to win the starting job, certainly, but is there ways or opportunities that they're going to be able to get him on the field this year?
Yes, absolutely. Now, the thing about Taylen Green is the fact that he cannot be turning the ball over. He turned it over 37 times in his last 2 years at Arkansas. 20 interceptions, 17 fumbles. His hand size is totally fine. So it's not that. But he has to work on ball protection. He's got to work on ball security really hard in his free time between the end of minicamp and when he comes back for training camp. They've got to dig in there and figure out what was going wrong there. And then also the same thing with the interceptions. If he can clean those things up, then there will be plays for him. Todd Monken would be wise to put in a package of plays for Taylen Green early on where he can do short yardage, goal line, 4-minute offense. And in addition to giving defenses something to think about on game day, you're going to give a defensive coordinator something to have to worry about during the week. So you take away a little bit of the preparation from your normal offense and from either Deshaun or Shedeur, and you make them think about Taylen Green a little bit. And I'll tell you what, you put Taylen Green anywhere near that goal line and put the ball in his hands, and he runs like the wind. He scored 35 rushing touchdowns in college. I think he is someone that is going to be a valuable contributor early on.
Is he going to be the short yardage sneaker quarterback right off the rip? If Deshaun wins the job, we know he doesn't really, sneaking isn't really his thing. They always use tight ends or whatever else. Even if Shedeur wins, I don't know. I just see him right away being the short yardage, fourth down sneak quarterback.
Well, I would definitely do that with him. I was kidding around that like all he basically has to do is lean forward and he's got it. At 6'6", I mean, when you see him, he is so incredibly tall out there and almost a little bit, I don't want to say gangly. That's not it. He's got a really solid frame. But Todd Monken was talking about yesterday when we were asking about him, he does have to tighten up the release a little bit. You don't want to have a long, loopy release. You do not want that at all, especially on those shorter throws. You've got to really be able to zip those out there, get it out quickly, and make sure that it's getting into the hands of the receiver on those underneath throws very, very quickly. But I do see him being able to contribute early on those 4th and 1 sneaks. However, as I mentioned before, he's got to clean up the turnovers. You can't put him out there and have him fumbling the football in those very, very crucial situations. So as long as he can do that, I think he'll be golden in those situations. One more thing about this real quick, though, is the fact that he's played a lot of football. He has started 36 games. So this is not someone who's going out there and the moment is going to be too big for him. He's started 46 games at a very, very high level. So if he can just get that cleaned up, I think he can handle this.
Mary Kay, last week, the internet broke. You came out and you said Deshaun Watson is ahead of Shedeur Sanders in the quarterback battle. After that happened, people went crazy and went nuts. Todd Monken was on 92.3 The Fan. He came on and he talked to Anthony Lyman. He said, I haven't made a decision yet, and that's somebody's opinion who wrote that. Do you stand by what you said and saying that Deshaun Watson is right now ahead of Shedeur Sanders, and why do you believe that so, and do you think that's still the case today?
Well, first of all, it was a report and not an opinion. I attached an opinion to it, but that was actually a report stating, per sources, that coming out of the voluntary minicamp, Deshaun Watson was ahead in the competition. That does not mean that he is going to win the competition or that he's going to stay ahead in the competition. It means that when all of the tape was evaluated, when all of the people that were out there saw what was happening, including reporters on the first day, that's how it ended up, that Deshaun came out ahead. It doesn't mean that Shedeur is out of it and that he can't win it. And I do stand by that. And I also said that he has the inside track to win the starting job right now. But inside track doesn't mean that you have won the race. So I do think that perhaps there may have been a little bit of an overreaction locally and nationally to the report that Deshaun is ahead. I don't think it should have moved and shaken the earth the way that it did. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. I've written numerous times that when he practiced for 3 weeks in December, that he looked to be the most talented quarterback on the football field. And that should not shock anyone. He's taken the Houston Texans to the playoffs 3 times. He's made the Pro Bowl 3 times. He's a former first-round pick. The Browns traded 3 first-round picks for him. Those kind of guys, those kind of athletes, they hit differently out there. They just look different. And he also just has an institutional knowledge of what this whole thing is all about. So I don't think it's just, it should not have rattled everyone's cage that he is ahead. Now, once again, it doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. Let's see how it plays out. My opinion that I attached to it was the fact that if the Cleveland Browns really do feel that way, that Deshaun is ahead at this point, my feeling on it was go ahead and declare him the QB1 not forever, but right now, going into OTAs and the mandatory minicamp so that you can get your 11 starting players working together with the quarterback and that they can rep it over and over and over again. He's going to have probably a new starting center, a new left tackle, 2 new rookie receivers, a new scheme, new terminology. So there's sliding protections, managing motions. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of rookies out there with you. So I do think that if he is your guy, get it going. Like, start to cook. And, yes, I still do feel that way. I doubt it's going to happen that way, but that's how I would do it.
It makes sense. I mean, if you're in that position and you can declare a clear number 1, obviously, for a work standpoint, you can get more done. If it's not settled, then we'll settle it during training camp and we'll find out in September who that guy is. What's funny is we should know this as well as any team in the NFL. Even when that starter is declared, nothing's permanent in Cleveland. I mean, we know that. By week 3, it could be someone else. Mary Kay, thanks for your thoughts. Always good to catch up.
Thanks for having me, guys. Take care.
Bet.